We've been walking for hours. We've got to quicken our pace. The Lich King is defenseless without us.
I left many of my warriors at Icecrown before I came to find you, Death Knight. They will hold the line for as long as they are able.
Tell me, where are all of your people? Shouldn't there be Nerubians around here, undead or otherwise?
I've been wondering about that myself. Something must have driven them all off.
We did, you rotting bastards! We've been watching you all along!
Muradin's dwarves. Impossible. Doesn't anyone stay dead anymore?
We've been wandering this forsaken land ever since you killed Muradin and left us to rot Arthas. Our leader, Baelgun, led us into the ruined city to survive. But there's no way we're letting you in.
We have no time for these games. Saphiron, attack! Well done, mighty Saphiron. I wish we could take you with us, but the confines of the Dark Earth are no place for you.
The Lich King's time is running short. We must hurry.
What is it now?
Make your choice.
No one orders me around. Speak, fool. This is my...
Kazmatan!
Tread lightly.
A pint for every ghoul you blast!
No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers.
Set off the charges! Blow the bridge before they get across!
No! Stop them before they...
That was for Muradin. Now you'll never get across.
There are other passages through the labyrinth, Death Knight. We will find another way.
Tread lightly. Ah, at last. Finally. No one orders man around. I'll make sure you suffer. This is more like it.
Our forces are under attack.
Finally. This is more like it. Speak, fool.
I have heard the
No
summons.
one orders me around.
Speak.
Tread lightly. Finally. No one orders me around. Gold. We should take this with us. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Speak, fool. What is it now? This is more like it. Speak, fool. Tread lightly. Frostmourne hungers. What is it now? These Nerubians are your kin. Why are they hostile to us?
Many of us who fell during the War of the Spider were brought back to serve the Lich King. These warriors, however, never died. Foolishly, they still fight to liberate Narub from the Scourge.
Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Faithless coward. Tread lightly. Speak, fool. Now, Frostmourne. This is more gold. This might help us later. Ah, at last. No one orders me around. Tread lightly. This is more like it. Finally. What is it now? Speak, fool. Ah, at last. What is it now? This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. For the Lich King. Speak, fool. This place looks like an old storage silo. It's a dead end, Nubarak.
There must be a hidden passage somewhere. We Nerubians were crafty engineers in our time.
Tread lightly. What is it now? Your pain shall be legendary. Finally. Frostmourne hunger.
This is an ancient Nerubian hoarding cell. We kept most of our treasures hidden in chambers like this. The passage to the lower depths lies just beyond this room.
Great. As long as we're here, we can take some of these items with us. This is more like it. No one orders me around. Finally. Your pain shall be legendary. Now, Frostmourne. This is more like it. For the Lich King. More gold. Take all you can carry. Finally. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Finally. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers.
I serve only the frozen throne.
Speak, fool. Finally.
I have heard the summons.
No one orders me around. What is it now? Speak, fool. Frostmourne hungers.
Don't even try it, you bastard! That there treasure belongs to the dwarves!
This treasure belongs to the Lich King, little creature. We, his servants, shall take what we will. I have heard the summons. I'll see to it. By Narub.
No one orders me around.
This is for Muradin, you bastards!
Finally. Tread lightly. No one orders me around. Speak, fool. This is more like it. What is it now? Speak, fool. Finally.
It's them! Blast them!
This is more like it. No one orders me around. Tread lightly. What is it now? No one orders me around. What is it now? Frostmourne hungers. Speak, fool. Ah, at last. Tread lightly. Finally. What is it now? Ah.
Damned undead! Slay them all!
Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers.
I serve only the frozen throne. Kinky.
Ah, at last.
Shoot anything that shuffles or skitters!
What is it now? No one orders me around. Tread lightly. For the Lich King. Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally.
I remember you, evil prince. You're the one that killed poor Muradin.
Get over it already.
I won't let you through this door, traitor. The recent quakes have awakened dark things under the ice. Ancient, horrid things. We vowed to keep them locked where they are.
We'll take our chances, dwarf. We're going through that door, one way or another. Ah, at last.
I'll see to it.
What is it now? Tread lightly. This is more like it.
Heard the summons.
Your pain shall be legendary. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. No one orders me around. For the Lich King.
Time is fleeting.
Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. No one orders me around. Frostborn hungers. Finally. The air smells awful in here. Something doesn't feel right.
If the dwarf's story was true, there's no telling what awaits us in the darkness. This stairwell leads into the heart of the old Nerubian Empire. We must be cautious.
By all means. You first.
We have entered the Old Kingdom. Be wary, Death Knight. Whatever scared the dwarves still lurks down here somewhere.
No one orders me around. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers.
Wait. The towers on either side are rigged to fire bolts of frost. This hallway is a death trap.
Can't we disable them?
The circular hatch in the far wall is an aqueduct plug. If we can open it, the water might flood the firing mechanisms and disable the entire trap.
Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Gold. We should take this with us. Frostmourne hungers.
Indubitably.
Faithless coward. Tread lightly. Ah, at last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. That's done it. Let's move. This is more like it. Finally. Ah, at last.
Look, brothers. The traitor king.
Who, me?
He is referring to me, Death Knight. These Nerubians will stop at nothing to destroy us.
Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers.
Thank you, Great One. The rebel spiders captured my comrades as well. They're being held in a nearby chamber. Release them, and they will be yours to command.
Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers.
I have heard the summons.
Tread lightly.
Inventory is full.
Time is fleeting.
This is more like it. Ah, at last. Frostmourne hungers. Speak, fool. This is more like it. Ah, at last. Now, Frostmourne. This is more like it. Tread lightly.
I serve only
No one
the
orders
frozen
me
throne.
around. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. At last. Finally. The Guardians are activating. Defend yourselves! Finally. What is it now? For the Lich King. You will know endless torment. No one orders me around. Tread lightly. I'll make sure you suffer. Frostmourne hungers. For the Lich King. I'll make sure you suffer. At last. Finally. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Faithless coward. Tread lightly. Frostmourne hungers. At last.
Speak.
This is more like
My
it.
Nerub. Kinky.
Finally. At last. For the Lich King. Faithless coward. You will know endless torment. I'll make sure you suffer. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. You will know endless torment.
Death to the servants of Ner'zhul. The eggs of our young are incubated within those breeding pods. There's no telling how many vicious hatchlings they hold.
You are right. They're definitely hostile. We've got to destroy the breeding pods.
We could also seal the doors to shut the hatchlings in.
Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it.
My might cannot be matched.
At last. Finally. At last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. For the Lich King. At last. I'll make sure you suffer. No one orders me around. Your pain shall be legendary. Now, Frostmourne. What is it now?
Time is fleeting.
This is more like it. Finally. You will know endless torment. For the Lich King. Now, Frostmourne. I'll make sure you suffer. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. At last. This is more like it.
Drive the foul undead back to the surface.
What is it now? This is more like it. No one orders me around. Ah, at last.
By Neru.
Faithless coward. Now, Frostborn. Frostborn hungers. Speak, fool. No one orders me around. Your pain shall be legendary. You will know endless torment. Finally. What is it now? I'll make sure you suffer. Frostmourne hungers.
Speak. Indubitably.
Finally. Now, Frostmourne. Frostmourne hungers. What the hell are they?
They are the horrors the dwarves spoke of. I thought they were only legends.
What?
They are the faceless ones.
I'll make sure you suffer. For the Lich King. I'll make sure you suffer. Your pain shall be legendary. I'll make sure you suffer. Your pain shall be legendary. You will know endless torment. For the Lich King. Now, Frostborn. You will know endless torment. Your pain shall be legendary. I'll make sure you suffer. This is more like it. At last. Frostmourne hungers. Your pain shall be legendary. Now, Frostmourne. At last. No one orders me around. Finally.
Make your choice.
At last. No one orders me around. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. You will know endless torment. At last.
It cannot be. Forgotten one. Look to your defenses, Death Knights. Fight as you've never fought before.
This is more like it. At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. At last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers.
I wait. take them all. Hurry, Death Knight! Up the stairwell! Hurry!
We're running out of time, Anubarak. How far are we from the exit?
Not far. We have entered the Upper Kingdom. The exit should lead us to the base of the glacier itself. However, there are still hidden traps and pitfalls to account for.
Take cover!
Arthas!
The entire passage collapsed. There's no time to dig through this. I'll have to move quickly and find my own way out. Hopefully Anubarak and the others survived. No one orders me around. Faithless coward. I'll be singed if I get too close to those flames. This is more like it. I'll need this gold for when I reach the glacier. Frostmourne hungers. At last. More of the Nerubians' blasted mechanisms. I'll have to time this perfectly. This is more like it. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Now, Frostmourne. This is more gold. This might help us later. At last. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. At last. Another quake? What is it now? You will know endless torment. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. No one orders me around. At last. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. At last. Finally. At last. I'll make sure you suffer. Frostmourne hungers. This is more like it. You will know endless torment. Now, Frostmourne. Your pain shall be legendary. Finally. At last. This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. At last. Faithless coward. I'll make sure you suffer. What is it now? This is more like it. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. At last. I must find a way across this strange obstacle. This is more like it. At last. Finally. Frostmourne hungers. Finally. This is more like it. Finally. At last. This is more like it. Now, Frostmourne. Finally. This is more like it. Finally. At last. This is more like it. Anubarak, you made it.
I see now why the Lich King chose you as his champion, Death Knight. Few men could have survived this labyrinth alone.
Tread lightly. I'll make sure
Time
you
is
suffer.
fleeting. Another earthquake. We must hurry, Death Knight. I'll consume the
I'll
living
make sure
and
you
the
suffer.
dead.
Our forces are under attack.
By Nerub. Kinky. I'll see to it. Indubitably. I'll see to it.
Inventory is full.
By Nerub. Kinky. Indubitably. By Nerub. Indubitably. Kinky.
At last.
Speak. I'll consume the living
Frostborn,
and the dead.
something's breaking through. Defensive positions!
The time is now.
This is more like it.
Wait.
Tread lightly.
Make your choice, Master.
Frostborn hungers. Finally. At last. Finally. At last. I'll make sure you suffer. Tread lightly. What is it now?
We're running out of time. We must find the exit.
Frostborn hungers. This is more like it. Finally. This is more like it.
By Neru. They're blocking the way to the exit. We'll have to fight our way through them to reach it.
No one orders me around. For the Lich King. This is more like it. Finally. This is more like it. At last. Tread lightly. This is more like it. Now, Frostborn. Finally. You will know endless torment. Tread lightly.
I have heard the summons. I'll see to it.
At last. Finally. At last. This is more like it.
Now quickly, head through that door. The exit to the surface lies just beyond.
It'll be good to see the sun again.
Remember, Illidan and the true battle still await us in the world above. Hopefully our trek through the Dark Earth bought us the precious time we needed.